Fix old cameras, up-close and detailed repair videos of classic camera equipment. Your successful completion of the demonstrated repair ultimately depends on the quality of your tools, the condition of your camera, and most importantly, your repair ability.
The following is an unauthorized version of a technique to replace bellows that are shot on a Linhof camera. No amount of electrical tape is going to help these. They are leaking more light than a window screen. To begin with, unclip the film back holder. That way you'll be able to access the 4 screws that hold the front plate for the bellows. Be sure to use a properly sized screwdriver that can handle the needed torque to get the screws loose. Okay, with those 4 screws safely removed, we are going to move to the pivot plate. The plate needs to be partially pivoted so that you can access the screws that hold the pivot plate into position. Now, the standard size screwdriver will not fit that. The slots are too narrow, so you'll have to use a specialty screwdriver that still allows you to produce the torque so that it'll fit. It might not be as broad as the screw slot itself, but as long as it has a snug fit, it will work. With the 4 screws removed, just pop the plate free. You will also need to work the bellows free of the front plate. Not the front plate, but the front housing. The plate will come out with the bellows. Ignoring the fact that someone, not to be mentioned by name, forgot to focus the camera that shows this step, the plates that hold the bellows to the pivot plate need to be removed. They're held in place with 2 screws. Notice how the end of the plate curves. They are designed to go over the folds of the bellows and need to be installed properly. Now pry the old bellows off of the metal plate. You'll have to get underneath it and just pull until it tears loose. Doesn't really matter if you damage the bellows. You're going to be replacing them anyway and they're already crap. Now take some time to clean the plates up. Get all the old glue and any leftover bellow material that's still stuck to it worked off and free. You'll have to remove the old plate out of the front of the old bellows, not the old plate, the plate out of the front of the old bellows because it will need to be reused. With it cleaned up, it's time to glue it up with Pliabond glue. It's a must that Pliabond glue be used for this technique. No substitute. Carefully work the bellows into position over the top of the plate and then press into position. You're not going to be able to rework this much because the Pliabond glue will temporarily soften the rubber coating of the bellows, and if you try to rework it, you're liable to tear some of the rubber coating off of the cloth of the bellows. Just fold them in like you would if you were folding a package, and the Pliabond glue will hold it way beyond the life of the bellows themselves. Once in place, the extra material will need to be trimmed away with a sharp knife. With the front plate neatly trimmed, you might let it dry a few minutes before moving to the next step. Notice the curve of the retaining plates for the back of the bellows. It's important that they get installed properly. The 2 holes indicate where the folds of the bellows on the back will go so that the curved retaining plates can do their job properly in holding the material flat against the main housing of the camera. And again, apply Pliabond glue to both mating surfaces, spreading it out evenly across using a wooden stick. Place the bellows into position again, being aware of the folds so that they are folded or setting on the proper side of the frame so that the curved retaining plates will hold the material flat against the housing. It's important. If you do it wrong, there'll be a gap on the back side of the bellows that could cause a light leak. Once everything is into position, you'll have to create a hole through the material so the screw can go through and bite into the threads. Once that's done and the plates are in position, check your work to make sure everything's flat and tight. As you can see, the bellows fit in nicely and work as they should. As you watch the reassembly procedure, a couple things to note. As of the production of this video, Linhof still will install bellows into their older cameras. And another thing, if you decide to do this repair and you buy cheaper bellows, the bellows might be thicker and stiffer and cause the camera to close with some difficulty. So to buy the better bellows in the long run is worth the investment, because this repair will probably last 20 years or better. In fact, it will probably outlast the life of the bellows. There are some bellows replacements that were done back in the 80s with this technique that are just now coming in to have the repairs done again. The bellows are shot, but the repair is still very sound. So this repair, although not maybe as pretty and probably not authorized by how Linhof would like for you to do it, it will work, and it is doable by just about anybody that has a little bit of patience and a little bit of dexterity. We'll just let the work speak for itself.
Thank you for watching. Inspired? Check back for new video postings.